Coming up, a significant step for the aviation industry.
And then find out why this man has chained himself to the rocks. The National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Cuban protesters in Florida are still at it, claiming abuse of their natives at the immigration holding facility here in the capital.
Well, the demonstration started last weekend as they targeted tourists heading to the Bahamas by cruise.
Now, speaking out on the matter, the foreign minister says government will not allow the good name of the Bahamas to be tarnished.
Our Janine Noel Ferguson has been on the story from day one and has the latest developments.
We ought to stiffen our spines on this matter and show our resolve on this matter.
That's the stance Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell is recommending the government take against Cuban protesters that make up the democracy movement who are in day 7 of their hunger strike. They're protesting alleged abuse of detainees at the detention center. Mitchell says the Bahamas is caught in the middle of a bigger problem between the U.S. and Cuba.
Presumably they have some influence over the authorities there, so go and speak to the authorities in the United States of America and we'd be happy to release them if they have a country to go to.
The Foreign Affairs Minister continued that there is a case currently before the local courts where an attorney that represents the Cuban protest group has filed an application which was heard yesterday. The matter, he stated, has been put off until August 1st.
Which is those who are in the detention center are going home, and those who can go into third countries will go to those third countries, and those who have political asylum will be paroled out into the Bahamas. Some of these same individuals, it is believed, trying to smuggle their way into the United States with other persons on board. So they were re-detained.
Meanwhile, Mitchell maintains that there is no abuse taking place at the detention center, but he admits that there has been a holdup of deporting persons.
If you qualify for a particular status, then you can't go back to your home country. So that's one issue. And sometimes the procedures to determine this simply take a long time. So I understand the complaint, but, it's easily resolved if you say, I'll just go back home.
While he does not anticipate a mass fallout from the tourism side, Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell says the Bahamas won't always be popular amongst nations. He did say that the government is doing all it can to protect the reputation of the country.
We consider ourselves to be a great country, a good place to visit, and that there is no danger to any tourist who is coming here as a result of any of this.
Janine Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
In other news tonight, aviation security to be strengthened as government signs an agreement with the U.S. Transportation Security Administration officials today. The agreement has to do with pre-clearance operations. Foreign Minister Fred Mitchell and TSA Deputy Assistant Administrator Victoria Reeder highlighted the significance of this step.
That this agreement will add further strength to an historic record of cooperation, signifying another bond by which the Bahamas and the U.S. promote mutually beneficial outcomes to vital sectors of both economies. And so I thank you.
An importance of this memorandum cannot be overstressed in my mind. The relevance of aviation security writ large and the importance of the Bahamas in enhancing those standards in this region and serving as a model worldwide is very important, and this memorandum enables us to take advantage of the relationship between us, share information much more quickly, and identify those areas where we can learn from each other.
Well, could more layoffs be imminent at the Bahamas Telecommunications Company? According to BTC Board Director and former CEO Leon Williams, things are certainly looking that way.
12 years ago, BTC had 2,500 employees. 4 years ago, BTC had 1,200 employees. Today, BTC got 700 plus employees. Next year, BTC will be down to 600 employees. If things continue the way they are, and you've gotten notice of it, your parent company just outsourced the technical jobs in Jamaica, 350, gone. They are planning to outsource the jobs, technical jobs, in Barbados and St. Lucia in another couple of months. Is the Bahamas next?
Now, Mr. Williams was addressing the Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union's annual convention under the theme Steadfast in a Changing Environment. In 2011, Cable and Wireless purchased a majority stake in BTC. The company conducted a downsize exercise, severing ties with about 400 employees. However, BCPOU President Bernard Evans says his union has sat idly by for long enough now, and the time to act is now.
We own 49% of BTC, and when I say we, not just employees, but the Bahamian people. But it seemed to be very quiet and weak 49%. But that changes after our convention. We're ready to go to war. We're not going to sit idly by and let Cable and Wireless do what they want to do with us, do what they want to do with our middle managers, and certainly not going to do anything to us, the line staff. We come out of this convention to put an end to all of that.
Now, BTC executives have denied allegations of layoffs, saying there's nothing planned, nor is it being contemplated. According to a statement, company officials say BTC is still being restructured to meet the needs of its customers in an increasingly competitive marketplace. BTC says its paramount ambition is world-class service for customers in a manner that minimizes displacement of full-time staff.
In our first look at weather, Tropical Storm Doreen continues to head towards the west and will be a factor come early next week in our weather. But outside of our studios just now, we have mostly cloudy skies, your temperature 85 degrees, relative humidity 65%, winds out of the west at 3 knots, your barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. That's 30.02 inches, and it is steady. Stay tuned. Temperatures around the Family Islands, travel and boating forecast is still to come.
And still to come, one man's story on why he's chained himself to the rocks.
And then in ZNS Total Sports, could Slugger find the rim for the Crime Stoppers? Highlights from Government League Basketball. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Helix Ultra. Performance you can see.